Hello everybody, welcome to my stream. I'm DC. You can find me all over the internet under DC Lasair. That's DCLASAIR. Go to my website, dclasair.com. Click around. It's neat. Makes the graphs go up. JD Lady, hello. Happy Friday. And my website is powered by Doris, a brand new link in bio site. Use my affiliate link to go there. Use the discount code DCLasair to get 30% off for 3 months. Antiquated. I, Brian, I refuse your graph shall stagnate. Excellent. Also, if you use the discount code over on Doris for Doris Pro, I do get a little bit of that subscription back. So it's another way to support me. Yay. It really is a lovely service. There's a lot of options you can do with a free account. So please check it out, doris.to, or, use my affiliate link. Again, make graph go up. And today is another Tech Friday. Yay! Oh boy, bunches to talk about. First up is Meld. Had an update. If you don't know about Meld, Meld is a like OBS. It's a production-y wet application. There's words. You can find it here. And their latest update added per scene audio, which is something I've been waiting for. And starting next week, I'm going to give them a 2-week try where I just stream using Meld for the whole 2 weeks. See how it goes. Plus, you get a little preview of how I'm updating my graphics and everything like that. So it should be fun. Let's see here. Go back here and click over to the demo. Boop. Okay, so here's Meld. Yay. And check this out, y'all. So I have this, right? Eventually I'll have a background here. But notice you still see my text. So that when I want to demonstrate something, be like, hey, here's infinite me. Infinite me. And then, boop, I can do that. Yeah. This is not the demo I wanted to do, but I think it's fun. So, per scene audio. As you notice here, down below, you can see forever, right? Down here, where's let's get the magnifying glass up. So down here in the audio mixer, got the little plus sign where you add your audio sources. So I added this track. I can rename it, whatever I want. But down here, I can select any of my audio sources that's available to. Let's delete that. You can move these around, And down here, you'll notice this option. And per scene audio is real easy because this just means it's linked globally. So for example, all your audio tracks will always appear down here. But if you don't want your audio track to pop up on a scene, you notice if I go to the start, I have my mic is muted and I've turned off the link to global. So it's only muted on this scene. And when I go back to my host scene, there it is, unmuted. And all that. So you just unlink it from the scene you don't want the audio to be in. And since I want Spotify in my starting soon screen and in my host screen, you see, I left the global link alone. So yeah, real easy to unlink because your audio is all your audio channels will always display in the audio mixer, and then it's up to you to unlink them from tracks you don't want them in. So the link icon is a switch that says apply the setting everywhere. Yeah, it depends on the scene you're in. So as long as it's green, it will be everywhere. If it's like this, no matter what scene it's in, but if you don't want the audio to appear in the scene, like I can mute this, link it. Now that I've linked it, it's like, oh, okay, so this is the everywhere state for my mic now. But in this particular scene, I don't want this to be on, so I gotta mute it here. Or I can unmute it here. But the state I want it here is unlinked and muted. So you would adjust it on the scene you want it to adjust on. Otherwise, it's just everywhere. That's the default of Meld, is that the audio track, once you add it, it's going everywhere. So you have to do it per track. Then if I go back this scene, it's fine to be on. So we have this as the green symbol. But if I was to go here, link it, and then mute, then go to my host, notice it's mute here because it's a global application to whatever I do. If I have it linked, whatever I do to it on any other scene will apply. So if I move the slider here, it'll adjust everywhere. So yeah. So which is kind of neat because you can set it once, but if you wanted at different audio levels, you would unlink it in that scene. So if I wanted Spotify slightly higher in my host scene, I would unlink it, and then I would move this up. Then if I turned on Spotify, it won't be louder for you because you're not hearing this through Meld. You're hearing this through OBS. But now you can see how high this goes. And then when I go to the start menu, you see that it's lowered down to here. But then as soon as I link it, it goes, okay. Oh, it's sort of like a source clone OBS. You could affect one instance, but not all of them. Yeah. And just as talking about source clone and that for what, let's turn Spotify back off. For what Meld does, notice I have up here, have it labeled M3 nested. Well, I have this labeled as M3 slide in so that the monitor 3 capture, then you hit plus, and then you go to duplicator and you duplicate any of the scenes. So this M3 nested is this monitor 3 display, because right now in OBS you're seeing what I label monitor 3 usually. So that's why you get infinite that. So when I go to that scene and go, yeah, so that's sliding in the info from monitor 3 because that's how I have it labeled. And then when I go to the demo window, the demo increases. And again, we have M3 nested, just in a different position. Like that when you clicked link, it took properties from an already linked one instead of using that to override the others. Yeah. Yeah, that's a nice feature. I appreciate that. So yeah, so next week you'll be seeing something like this for a couple weeks. And I'll be doing something similar with game screens. So when I start up a game, you'll get a preview of it. And I'm going to have other information up here and down here as well. And then when I go to, I'll have it list like labeled game. And when I do that, you know, I'll shrink to up here and then the game will be full screen for you all. I may have the game come in from a different side. Like demos come in from that side and then maybe game appears from bottom up or something, just to have some different movement. In there, but yeah, we'll give it a go starting next week. But okay, back to me in OBS. Hey, there we are. And let me close Meld just to save on system resources. And let me prep the other thing I want to show you all. This one is a plugin by Finite Singularity, who happened to show it off on his stream. Might have been yesterday's stream. But this plugin he made's been around for a while. And showed off some tricks with it. I'm like, that's cool. So now I'm messing with it. Let me get my menu up for it. Here we go. All right. Let's increase this. Kind of center it up a bit. So the plugin is called the Retro plugin. And good bot. Thank you, bot. Let's see here. So that is, let me get the Retro plugin by Finite Singularity, because it's awesome. There it is. And it allows me to do something like, oh no. Well, that's not good. Yeah, there we go. Hi. So you can do things like that. I love this. I could keep doing this, like, just, you know, turn off. Eventually I'll have this as a command. Yeah, it is so good. I really like this. Okay, so for those of you not of a certain age, in the 80s and 90s, when you turned off a TV in the 70s, it kind of maybe looked like this. Just, you know, if you've never experienced that before. So I will load up a window here. And I can show you how I did the on-off switch as well. Called Retro Effects. Okay. And there we go. Okay, so here in the middle we have the Retro Effects plugin going. And right now I called this one boot, but it's the cathode boot, cathode ray tube. And then these are move values of it on and off. And that's how I get the on-off effect. I, a trend driving Gen Z, have no idea what you're talking about. So yeah. So if you hit plus, and then you go to retro effects, you'll get this tab here where you can do all sorts of things. You choose the filter you want. And you have all these effects to choose from. So if I did VHS, and let me go, I'm going to switch back my display so you're not going to see the plugin, but you're going to see the effects more. So as you can see, the little lines that go through here, and maybe you see this little wrinkle here. That's the VHS filter. Cathode ray, good guy. And what I love about this, again, I've been a video tech a very long time, and I know what VHS tapes that have damage to them look like, or what a VCR is causing as opposed to a tape. And the little lines that are here have such a great randomness to them that this is probably one of the closest thing. Like, the After Effects plugin that does this doesn't even do this good of a job. Because I can always tell, because the sort of After Effects plugin, the lines are always in the same place, and that's not how it ever worked. The lines always move, except for the wrinkle here. And this is caused because the tape in the VHS tape was physically wrinkled. You would get this. It got pinched somewhere. And that's how you got that line. Yeah, so that's the VHS one. And as you can see, you can change the tape wrinkle, the occurrence, the size, all these adjustments. Amazing. Other one I liked is if I wanted to look like I was on a cathode ray tube screen, time to get new tape, get that Maxwell Super Gold, right? So, hey, look, I'm in a monitor. Probably need... Let's see if I increase the intensity. You can probably see it a little easier. Just like you can change the layout. So if you ever looked at a screen, a CRT screen, and you went up close to it, you could see all the little dots here. Keep thinking about it if I can use StreamerBot to make it random with every activation. Yeah, that'd be cool. And then you can mess with like this geometry. I mean, any cathode ray tube experience you're going for, you can get. You know, you can change the black levels that your TV is fading. You control the horizontal, you control the vertical. Yes, you can even do that. That's a different plugin. And here's NTSC, which I used to know what NTSC and PAL stood for, but there is basically two video formats. If you were in North America, you had NTSC, and, well, there was a lot of formats. But if you were in Japan, you had PAL, and Europe was PAL. And so NTSC kind of, well, it would give you this weird coloring, especially if it was on old VHS. You can add in noise, and then I can do this. And I can kind of fuzz out here completely. Like I was white noise. Like I was the channel that, you know, your rabbit ears didn't get a good signal on. So, okay, rabbit ears were these metal antenna on the back of the TV that you'd have to adjust to get a signal. Probably have to explain that too. Came here for the tech news, not to get your static. So I really like that. And then he added other things like interlacing, which, again, if you were to stack these filters, you could get the really cool old TV effect. You could add in all of these. Look at that interlacing going on. So before everything looked smooth, completely smooth on your monitors, on your TVs, there is this thing called interlacing, where you'd get a frame would be, you would have all the odd lines on your horizontal display come up, and then all the even lines come up, and they would do this so fast that, to your eyeball, it looks like one image. That doesn't need to happen anymore, so it doesn't. But that's why if you would pause somewhere, sometimes you would just get, some of the lines of it, you might catch it between where maybe you're missing some of the odd or even lines out of the image if you were to pause a VHS tape. And that's why that did that, because it was in between two things, and the TV's like, what do I go with? But there's other cool things, like Matrix. And you can change the colors. Bloom looks good. You can do traditional scan lines. Probably can't see very well. Analog glitch, which is great. Again, this is the closest I've seen to an actual what these errors actually looked like if you were viewing the physical media. Even the digital glitch is there were these digital tapes, and they were about this big. They're called mini DVs. And because they were tape, sometimes, well, those could get pinched and things like that too. And you'd get this kind of thing happening. Maybe not quite as often, but you can totally do that. Then we have the retro codec, which I don't know if this is easier to see here. Yeah, it's a little easier to see here. Pixel scale. Oh, I can pixelate completely. I'm just a bunch of pixels. Look at me. I'm pixel art. Blonde, brunette, Hanomancer, right? A lot of these would be great for found footage, analog horror production. Yes, they would be. There was one. Was it chromatic aberration? This might have been it. If I took red offset, I did this. Look, I'm early 3D. Just to show you. So chromatic aberration, and I moved the red offset. And then you can also do the same for the green offset if you want. And the blue offset. So you can do really trippy things. Yay. I'm already thinking of using OBS to record things or apply effects to video files for use in other things, right? I mean, it's a good application. Things to do with your video in OBS, because you can just feed OBS whatever and then hit the record button in OBS and it'll record these effects. And like I said, these are really great. And this is honestly the closest I've seen to the actual things out of anything. I can watch old sci-fi or movies that were on the Sci-Fi Network, where they try to fake the VHS effect or something. I can go, you didn't use that. I can tell it kind of looks like VHS, but You see how this is always repeating in the same part? Yeah, that you put that in After Effects and used a filter and didn't bother adjusting it any other way. So having 2 additional cameras locked down so you can shoot your stream in 3D, right? And so, yeah, you can stack these just by adding another retro effect. Eventually, you'll probably want to rename these. And for the move thing, I'll delete this. I don't need this anymore. So for the on-off thing, let's see here. So off, you notice how it turned itself on briefly, then power on, comes back on. These are move values. So first what you do is I set up the cathode boot here, and I have, different settings. You can adjust these how you want, or you can copy what I have here at these percentages if you like, up to you. And so this is at state 0. So then I make so then I would go to move value. Now this is the move plug, all from the move plugin. So you want to download the move plugin and install that into OBS, because the move plugin is probably the most valuable plugin that OBS has. So you'd get yourself a move value, and notice I have this for on. So I said filter boot. So I'm choosing what I've named this filter here. I named this boot. So it's going, okay, boot, single setting from boot. Which setting? Progress. And I click get value, and it'll say, oh, you're at 0%. You're at 0%. And then I can do no easing and other things like that. All right, so I set this to on. Then I copy it, and then for the off one, I've changed the progress value to 100%, because if you just drag this, you get that effect. Then reverse. Then I duplicate this, and then instead, same thing, filter, boot. I'm using this one. This time I want the progress at value 100 to make it look like it powers off. And then I just click these on and off. I have these filters coming on and off with a button on my Stream Deck. So when I hit off, turns off, and then on, comes back on. If I hit on again, nothing it goes, but nothing happens because it's already in that state. Off, on. So you can use the move value to do neat things like that. If you want to move something across the screen, you have it in one position, say move value, whatever, it's XY coordinates, and then you move it to the other side of the screen, and then your other move value is the XY coordinates on the other side of the screen. And then you can go with that. Sounds like you need a multi-state button. Yeah. Yeah, I could have done it as one action. In Stream Deck, you can set up your actions to toggle on and off, and you can set what it looks like when it's on and what it looks like when it's off. So. But yeah, so again, this is the retro plugin by Finite Singularity. It's pretty fantastic. You should definitely play with it. The Move plugin is honestly the coolest thing ever. Finite putting it in his plugins is so good. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the Move plugin does a lot of heavy lifting in a lot of streams. It should be. Like when I do this for the game screen, this is Move plugin. Yeah. So the Move plugin is fantastic. And what you saw me earlier do in Meld with the screen coming in, that is Meld's Move plugin interpretation thing that they have baked right in. You don't even have to download a separate plugin for it. Yeah, so I really enjoyed that. All right, what time we got? Oh, we got plenty of time. Okay, next up, going to do a little Obsidian tutorial. Again, you can find Obsidian here. And this is going to be a Markdown / Obsidian. Just real quick going through some things to get you started. And because Markdown is its own separate thing, originally made by John Gruber, and then Obsidian takes a couple interpretations of Markdown, puts it in there, plus does a whole bunch of other things. So, you know, whether you get like a pure Markdown experience or something like that, I don't know if there is such a thing. But there's the Wikipedia article explaining all about John Gruber, and he was a engineer at Apple, still kicking, doing. And let's see, when did he make Markdown? In 2004, as an easy to read markup language, and it's used in a lot of places, which I personally like. And instead of having, you know, when you look at an HTML page, if you were to open that in a text editor, well, you'll see the HTML tag up top, and then you'll see a bunch of other things you may not understand. You know, what's an href? What does that even mean? But Markdown is being a syntax. You can still look at it, and even though there might be some symbols next to the words, it's still very human readable, and you can kind of keep your hands on the keyboard, dance around the keyboard, and just keep typing on. And you don't have to understand code really, because you can just look at it and figure it out. So if you want, we're going to show some basic syntax, which if you want, there's basic syntax. And then if you want a cheat sheet, here you go. All right, both those are at markdownguide.org. And then back to here. So this is Obsidian. I've made the test vault. Obsidian works on vaults. And then you have, or I'm sorry, I named this vault the test vault down here. And then this first folder is the test. And then in the test, I have the note, the experimental note. And you just right click here to either do a new note or new folder. And I can take this note out of this folder, move it anywhere. Default, you would have this welcome open here. But what's neat about Obsidian is that you can open up two views of the same note on the same plane. So I just right clicked here. I said open to the right. And then on the right, I switch this over. You notice these symbols mean switch to reading mode, because current view editing. And then this is the reading mode. So when I do something here, when I code it here, you'll see it how it'll appear in a Markdown editor over here. So first thing I want to do is quickly go over headings. There are 6 levels of headings. Heading 1 is the largest, and so it goes by importance. Heading 1 is usually going to be your most important thing. Heading 6 is still important, still a heading, but not as important as heading 1. And in Markdown, you do that by hitting a hashtag and saying heading 1. And then heading 2, 2 hashtags. Right, all the way down to heading 6, which I'm not going to type in all 6, but you get the idea. And it is good markdown practice, I found out, to have a space between the heading and the content of that heading. And I've run into this into Obsidian where it can get a little confused if you put something right below the heading. Now this happens to be working, but sometimes that heading format will carry over. And I was like frustrated. I'm like, why? No, this isn't a heading 1. This is just normal stuff. So if you put a blank line between them, you will never run into that. So yeah, having a blank line between things is great. And the other really handy thing is the 3 lines, or the 3 dashes, creates 1 horizontal line. And as you can see, here's heading 1, heading 2, the horizontal. Well, you can't quite see the horizontal line, but it's there. Trust me. Right, and those are kind of true in any markdown thing you're looking at. And then there is also bold, italic, and bold and italic. And that's just stars. Or asterisks. Asterisk 3 gives you bold and italic. Two gives you bold, and 1 gives you italicized. So real easy, 3, 2, 1, or 1, 2, 3 asterisks. If you want both, it's 3. If you want bold, it's 2. If you want italicized, it's 1 asterisk between on either side of the word. Oh, I didn't put another. Get that other one there. There we go. Again, real easy to do. Now within Obsidian, you can do this neat thing called link. So if I were to make another note, welcome all. It has to be named different, as you can see. So welcome all. All right, so I want to link to the welcome all note. And that's just brackets, double bracket. And as you can see, it comes up. I can just choose welcome all. Now I have a link to that note. When I click on it, it opens up the welcome all note. And you can do that for websites and everything. You can put those inside the double brackets, and it'll create a link to it. I can even create a link to the note within the note if I wanted to. So that is kind of wiki linking. And then you can also do footnotes in Obsidian, which is real handy. Let's see if I remember this. So this is my text, and I think it was 1 bracket, and then the caret 1, right? And you notice before I type the 1 in, it says new footnote. So I want to click this, and it says 1, and then I can type in the footnote right here. This is my first, right? And then more text here. And then make sure the bracket is next to the word. Do a caret. Go, oh, look, new footnote. It wants to make a 2. Look at that. Yay. And then what you can do over here is, I don't know how well you can see that. Let me put on the magnifying glass. If you see this little return symbol here on the footnote, it highlights it here, going, oh, yep, that's where it is. And if you do it in reverse, it highlights which footnote you do it to. So I thought that's pretty cool. If you add a pipe next to the link note, you can change the name that shows in the link. Yes, you can. So what Rex is talking about is going like this. And then you're putting in display text and say, hi. So now, as you can see, it says hi. And hi leads to the welcome all note. And, oh, a couple other things. When you make a line like this, you also want to have a space above and below the line. Or not a space, but a blank line above and below the line. Because, again, I've had it happen in Obsidian. Formatting goes weird if I don't. But that's also just good practice for Markdown. You can read that in the Markdown sheet I listed. They're like, okay, here's best practices when typing in Markdown. And the headings, when you're typing the headings, make sure you have the space between the hashtag, number sign, pound sign, whatever you want to call it, and the whatever you're saying is your heading. If you don't have that space in Obsidian, you're creating tags. Hashtag this tag, or oops, sorry, it has to all be one word, this tag. So now I have a hashtag, right? Another useful Obsidian thing is properties. This used to be referred to as, you'll see this referred to as, if you watch older Obsidian videos, it'll be YAML or front matter, something like that. But in one of the more recent updates of Obsidian, you can just start typing /properties and add a file property. And I can say, oh, there's already a file property called tags. And look, it gives me this tag to put in right next to it. And I can create all my tags here if I wanted to. You know, look, example. And so this comes in useful when the next update of Obsidian comes out and there's bases. You can make tables that refer to these. You can do that with plugins as well. And if you don't want to see the properties, you just click the little caret next to it. The properties is always at the top of the screen. And, you know, click add property. What do you want? Well, I want the date to be a property. So I can put in date, and then I can say property type, and I can say date. And then, you know, whatever date I want. Date and time. So you can change the property type to be a text, list, a number. Properties and tags come in handy for NPCs in your TTRPGs. Where did we meet that dwarf lore bard? Yeah. And so in my, TTRPG game vault, I've been taking advantage of properties. And then if it's just information I need to access quickly, goes into properties. If there's longer information, then it goes into the main body. And when setting up Obsidian. Go to the gear down here. Click settings. You can check for updates. It'd be neat if I clicked this and that said the new update was ready, because then I'd be all excited and we'd be doing something completely different. We have all these, and you'll have core plugins, and not all of these will be on. So go through, like /commands isn't on by default, but I love /commands, so I always turn this on. And you can make slides using Markdown. So I turn all these on. I keep random note off because I don't want to open a random note when I open the thing. I don't really want to set up publish. I could if I was actually publishing these somewhere. So I just leave that off. But yeah, these come with, and audio recorder I believe is off as well. These all come with Obsidian. But let's see if I remember. Not show inline title. Where is it? There's another one you should be aware of. Is it files and links? All right, I'm looking for a very specific thing. Oh, readable line length under editor. So if you want your notes to the left, all your stuff starting to the left like I have here, turn this off. Otherwise, everything kind of goes to the middle. And you can, if you want pictures in here, you can just drag the pictures in and it'll create it. And you can make a folder where attachments go to, and that's another setting in the gear. You can have, so I wanted to go over how easy Markdown is, especially, and Obsidian. And I really encourage you to give Markdown a look. It's helped me out tremendously, making things easy to read. And can use code blocks for box text I need to read to all my players. Yeah. So what Rex is talking about is, and notice what I type now will go up here if I type here, because footnotes will always stay at the bottom of the page. So you don't want to confuse yourself that way. Can leave them alone. But so you put the greater than sign. You've started a code block essentially, and you can type whatever you want. And notice how I have this purple line now doing that. Or with Obsidian, you can also do call out blocks, which I think is ! This info. Is that right? I don't know. No, that's not it. But there's things called call out blocks. Let's just do insert call out. Here we go. Oh, it's bracket ! And then note title. And then you get like this, see? And you can write the contents in here. And there's plugins where you can mess with the call out blocks. But again, maybe you won't get this color if it's in Markdown. So that's why the code block is nice. And that you can do that and just have that marker. And then anywhere in the document you see a line, you know that's or you see the greater than sign, you know that's a block. There's also, you can also do that for something. I don't remember what. Yeah, all right, let's go double check the syntax. Make sure I've gone over all the stuff I want to mention. Anyway, and definitely check out for the link I posted in chat for best practices and things like that. So yeah, the greater than sign is for block quotes. You can do lists, just put 1 and a period. So yeah, lists. You want to do lists. It's you got to put the period, not like the parenthesis afterward. And it goes 1. Right, and then it knows that you're going for a list. Or you can just type toggle number list. You can begin typing list. This is why slash commands are handy within Obsidian. And I just hit enter and it shows me the next number. And you can use dashes, asterisks, or plus signs for unordered lists. Just if you start with 1, use that throughout. Like, don't start using a different symbol for other lists. Just keep it simple, right? And I really like slash command. So I could insert a code block here. And notice I now have the tick marks. And this is what Rex was talking about. So you need the 3 tick marks, and then you get this. So this here is kind of code block. And then this is block quote, where you use the greater than sign. And what's nice about this is I can open this up in Word, and it may not be formatted like this. I may see all the messy, well, not messy code, but maybe I'll see the double brackets. I still know that this is, saying welcome all, hi. I understand this is, a footnote because we know what footnotes are. I'll see the tick marks and the lines, but then I know this is something different between here, like something I should pay attention to. And same thing for headings. I'll see the hashtag and then heading 1, but I can still read this. I mean, heading 1, okay, this is heading 1, and yay. And then the info is below it. And I wanted to show you, I did this last week, but I wanted to do it again. Quick view of what I have been diving back into Obsidian after a short layoff in my campaign. Awesome. I'll do a quick show of what my text looks like in just a text editor as soon as I can find it. I completely forgot the drive I put things in. It would be I have another folder somewhere. I don't remember what I called it. Oh, Obsidian MD Adventures. So here we go. So if I open this with Notepad, And this is my campaign note for last session. Or wait, when was this? Yeah, I think the last session we did. So here's what it looks like in text editor. Now these dashes indicate this is the properties, but session date, okay, in-game date, campaign, story arc, characters, the tags, location. Then I have recap, and you can easily read this, right, without any problems. You're not running into, like I said, you're not running into, say, a bunch of HTML code where you have to figure out what that code means and then visualize what it looks like. You can pretty much read what this is just out of Notepad. So yeah, so whether you use Obsidian as your Markdown interpreter or some other program, there's programs for Windows and every operating system under the sun that can read Markdown. So if you're running Mac, any system that can read a text file, you can put a Markdown file in, and there's also Markdown programs for each operating system you can probably think of. And it gives you some nice quick formatting options without having to go up to a menu and go, okay, I'm going to highlight this. I need this in bold. So now I'm clicking the button. You can just keep your hands right on the keyboard and keep going as you write. Plus, it is searchable, very searchable. And if you're using Obsidian to view the Markdown, guess what you hit to search? It's Control F. Hit Control F, you get the search window right up here. And then I go, okay, I want heading, oops. Notice I just type in H and it's already like, is this what he's going for? Heading, oh, okay, there's the incident. Heading 2, and then it has highlighted heading 2. And then when you're done with this, you can just exit out. So yeah, that's the quick and dirty of Obsidian and Markdown. I didn't go over any community plugins with that because you can do that on your own. It's basically figure out what plugins you need to make things happen. And if you don't need one, then don't use them. I mean, don't download a bunch of plugins just to download them. Just get what fills a purpose for what you're using your Obsidian Vault for. Okay, double checking comments. Community plugins are like mods for your car, very personal and up to you. Yeah. So let's see, recapping, we've gone through Meld per scene audio update, the OBS retro plugin by Finite Singularity, and we did our whole Obsidian Markdown tutorial thing. So yay! We accomplished stuff, and we're about to go on break. So that's awesome. When we come back, we'll do the second hour, put on some music, do the whole relax, whatever you all want to talk about. If you want to talk more about the retro plugin or Meld or anything Obsidian or Markdown, by all means, come on in. Come on back. Also, this last day I'm doing St. Jude fundraising on Team Cypher. So if you can donate, go for it. I've met my personal goal. Still got a team goal of, I think that's at 2,700 right now. So if you can add to that, donate there. All right, let's take a break and hopefully get some ads going. And I will see you all in about 5 minutes. Be right back. Boston Creams and Long Johns and Curlicues all come out, and they all like empty their contents on launched at all of you. Everyone needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
There's a theme here right now.
I honestly, I'm like, we are.
I
it is after dark here, so okay.
Yep.
17 plus a lot. So that's 17 plus 6 is what?
My God.
23?
Question is, would I actually want to dodge a Long John?
I'm gonna.
I mean,
I'm gonna use an advantage.
I made a pit. Look at me. I made pits.
Let's move.
Rods we bestow upon our new fish are priceless objects. They don't cost anything. Since you know what you're doing, you'll probably want a proper one. But in the meantime, let's see if you can figure out how to hold your pole. Ready, the one I gave you, and your lessons can begin. I held my pole and I completed a quest. Ready in your... No! Nope, 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 nope. Can I have my shield back, please? Thank you. I'm not above mooneranging your face. Your creepy, creepy face.
Brian and other people in chat can tell you, I will turn on business Tanya real quick when we need to. And no one likes business Tanya because it's the unfun part of doing this. What you're struggling not to laugh. What are you gonna say?
No, because my secret is that I'm actually always business Brian. That's the thing is people don't understand. Like business Brian, just they're like, oh, it slipped out, and I'm like, business Brian's been here the whole time.
All right. Well, y'all, I could have died there, but Pentagram saved me, so thank you.
You hear that, chat? He said thank you. I think you need to bring more chaos.
Bye. Ow! Rude! What was that for? What did I do to you? What? How did I? So strange. Why did any of that happen? I don't get it. What a jerk of a goat. Or a ram, or whatever they call you. I don't know. And with that, his size grows to 10 feet. His skin becomes a flaky crust. Skeletal wings of butter spread out from his back. And a rolling pin of necrotic energy forms in his hand.
Choices were made, and we respect.
Wow.
The pie missiles go from 2 to 4. There's 2 below his arms, 2 above.
Tyrion just turns to Punk and says, "I did warn you."
Question.
Oh my. That's a bottle full of nope.
An arcane beast?
No, that's a bottle full of nope. like a big heaping mound full of nope.
Pull a wire from the pocket and kind of whisper into it to send a message to Sylvester. That you hear in your head. I don't know how things are going with Marshmallow Mathers up there, but there's demon coin offerings going down in this room. Something is definitely on the rise in the Bakers Guild. I'm gonna leave this. I'll be right back with you, but keep an eye on him.
And Sylvester kind of leans to the others. Okay, he said something about gold downstairs, and then the rest of it was something cursed. I didn't hear the end of it, but something about gold and an oven downstairs in the room.
Gold and oven.
Been caught trespassing again.
Okay. What? Deception. This isn't gonna work. Oh, it might. It might actually work. Oh no, it's a 20, so it's a critical success.
Congratulations, you convinced them to give you access.
All right, welcome on back, everybody. How y'all doing? Thanks for coming on by. And turn the music down just a little bit more. And yeah, so if you have any questions about anything we talked about, or there's some sort of tech thing that you like that you want to mention, feel free. Type it in. Otherwise, this is where we're in kind of wind down period. And we talk about whatever I find on the internet. First up, no, a friend just sent me this. That someone on Reddit, and this article is on Petapixel. Someone on Reddit used an analog camera, but didn't realize you have to develop the film first. And so they just took out the film and unrolled it and started scanning it in their flatbed or whatever used for scanning. And so as soon as it goes to that film gets exposed to light, it's done for. And so apparently lesson learned, and they have a couple other rolls of film to go through, but yeah, you gotta develop that film. And then you have your negatives and your pictures. And yeah. Oh no, right? That's what I was thinking. All right, let's see here. Yeah, so hope you all have fun weekend plans to look forward to. I believe I'm going over to a friend's house on Sunday for wings, making chicken wings. Yeah, let's see here. No, nothing there to talk about. Oh wow, it's almost time for Summer Game Fest. Stream will be on June 6th at 5 p.m. Eastern via YouTube. All right. Then the Wholesome Direct Showcase will be on June 7th at noon Eastern. So you can see all the upcoming games. Oh, Apple. Looks like Apple is doing a change to how it labels its OSs with by changing the numbering system to 26. So, you know, even if they come out this year, they're going to label it 26 for next year, and then the next one will be 27 for 2027, and so on, so forth. Yeah, if you want to see that, there's that, and we'll take a look at what Rex just dropped. Let's see. Need to back up all your streams? New SSD form factor can house a staggering 1 million gigabytes of storage. Wow. E2 drives could store 11,000 4K movies with 80-watt power draw. Holy cow. Well, you know, so if you want to back up everything, just about everything you've ever done to this point, unless you're like some big studio that just has hard drives and hard drives of stuff, oh, yeah, they still have some research to do on there, but, you know, it's apparently a thing now. All right, let me add this to my notes. Thanks, Rex. Just so that I know we talked about it today. And if you're on my Discord, you can get all the links. And I've opened up the Discord. If you subscribe to me on Twitch and you want to be in the Discord, let me know. Otherwise, if you join me on Ko-Fi or Patreon, you get Discord access included. Let's see. This is going to be... Yeah, that is... Wow, that's a lot. All right, so we talked about Apple. New thing. Let's see. Closing down some tabs I don't need to open. All right, what else do we have today? Oh yeah, let's jump into TTRPG news. open up the usual suspects here. Oh, there is a new Unearthed Arcana up on D&D Beyond for the Scion class. So if you're interested in that, then the survey will be in another few days, I think. June something. So yeah, if you're interested in that, take a look. There's new product pictures of the Gundam Assemble line from the UK Games Expo. I mean, we have to wait until 2026 for the Gundam Assemble line to come out. And the card game is still due this year, I think in July yet. There's new pictures. 3 Black Halflings Kickstarter is live for City of the Black Rose and his hit the Funny Go. Awesome! Good to see. Yeah. So I believe they're doing a 5e and a Daggerheart version. Yes, they are doing a 5e and a Daggerheart version. So if you are interested in that, follow the link that Rex just put into chat. It's designed for high drama, gothic horror, and dark comedy campaigns. If you're a fan of Great Gatsby, Sin City, Arcane, or Nosferatu, you'll be right at home. That's on their Kickstarter page. And a lot of great people behind it, so definitely take a look at that. And all the extra stuff you get. Wow. All right, Bell of Lost Souls had the Gundam, the Gundam Assemble pictures right there. And let me get this link that Rex put in. Put that into my notes as well. Make that link, please. Okay. All right, Gundam Assemble pictures. Yeah. Seed Strike Gundam Assemble set, the starter pack. Ooh, we have All right, so the Gundam card game with the minis is set for release on July 11th. So that'll be awesome. And that'll be the day my wallet cries. But yeah, I'm liking these. Looking good. All right. I better stop looking at that, otherwise it'll just be me staring at the screen the whole time. Oh, we just looked at them. Okay. Yeah. Oh, this site hasn't been updated in a while. Okay. Well. Do. Let's see here. What is this? Here is another Kickstarter. Spell Circles, a D&D stationery collection. Range of paper goods for use for D&D 2014 and 2024 editions. Which is all 5th edition. But good that they separate that out. So it's for DMs and players. Apparently they have D&D session notepads. Introducing them for all party members, including the Forever DMs. Oh, these look fancy. And they're A5, so great. Session notepad. Character sheets. Initiative tracker. Mini notepad. So yeah, if you want some fancy looking paper to go along with your D&D sessions, check out that Kickstarter. That's pretty cool. Wait, do they have a regular website? Do you guys have you don't link to your website on your creator page, so let's see if we can find what else this company does. Oh, they have an Instagram. You get this is different than Okay, so they don't have a direct website, but they are on like Instagram and things. Okay. All right. What else we got going on today? TTRPG news. Let's see. Oh, we got a lot of time. So, any questions, anything like that, please put them in chat. Any comments? Anime. I've been watching. I just lost the name of it. Oh, Shangri-La Frontier. Yeah, I caught up through. Well, there's only up through season 2, so I've seen all that. The maker you follow is going to do a Kickstarter similar to those, but one of them is the gay agenda. Awesome! I love this. If you can find that link, I would appreciate it. That's amazing. Yeah, so I'm kind of looking for another anime to watch. I've caught up with Brokenwood Mysteries, which is one of the... It's in season 14, but it's one of the detective shows I like, one of the sort of comedy detective shows. Pretty good. I think they just did their last episode of the season. Let me double check. Kickstarter will start in June. I'll remember to share once it's up. Awesome. Oh, there's a new episode of Brokenwood Mystery. No, I've seen this. Yes? No? Yes, I've seen it. Yeah. Oh, there's a... Okay. There's a blog news coming soon page. Adventure Journal, Gay Agenda, Book of Spells, cute notebooks for queers, witches, and gamers. Fantastic. And there's a preview page up. Okay. Oh, here, y'all. Yeah, check out the preview page. This is amazing. The Book of Spells has all sorts of fun magical details like crystals, pentacles, mushrooms, brooms, and cauldrons. Fun themey notebook if you like witchy aesthetics, or would make a great grimoire if you're practicing witch. The Adventure Journal, designed to be the most adorable D&D notebook you ever did see. Cover features weapons and tools of all the character classes, plus polyhedral dice. Wow, this is great. Some of the add-ons are Pride Stamp washi. Amazing. All right, we'll add this to the notes list. Because I love everything going on there. Fantastic. Can I see what else they've done? They've created 5 Kickstarters. Oh, well, all their other Kickstarters have funded. They had a Pronoun Pals, a Pride Pin collection, Zodiac Merit Badges, Deathly Cute, Morbidly Adorable Pin collection, Magical Merit Badges, a Witchy Pin collection, and their other things. They do really cute pronoun pins and other things on their main site. All right. Let's take a look. The main website is Kitty with a Cupcake. And it's kittywithacupcake.com. All in one word. Amazing. Ooh, they got fidget toys. Bags. Neat. All right. Check them and leave their tab open. Check that out. But yeah, this weekend I'll be looking for another show to watch or another anime to catch. Oh, this might be fun. New series. It's on BritBox. It's called BritBox Original Death Valley. A retired actor and a young detective form an unlikely crime-fighting duo in the Welsh countryside. Okay, I think I'm in. There's only one episode so far. It's a new series. Death Valley. Yeah. Oh, nope, there's 2 episodes. Yay, 2 episodes. All right. Termify. I'll watch those. Add to my watch list, please. They're on BritBox. I was about to say, even if the plot or acting isn't great, at least you get to see the Welsh countryside, right? Yeah, there's so many gorgeous shows now. It's just stunning landscapes. Like, I look at the animation of, say, Free Rent or Gundam GQ or Solo Leveling. I'm just like, this is incredible. Especially Free Rent. Free Rent just knocks it out of 50 parks. With their backgrounds and everything, absolutely amazing. But yeah, shows like Midsummer Murders or Death in Paradise. Awesome cinematography. Great camera work on all those. Just showing off the various locales they are filmed in. All right, so I have 2 episodes of a show to watch. That'll get me through a couple days, or that'll get me through a couple hours of the weekend. Probably should find a new anime series to watch as well, just for funsies. I had something, but then it poo, went out. Take This has a blog article up because Mental Health Awareness Month. How to care for yourself and cope during stressful times. By Elizabeth Kilmer, PhD. So give that a read. Rex, are you still here? Had a question or two for you. Let's see. And yes, caller. All right. Going back to your getting back into Obsidian. Are these D&D games? Or which TTRPG are you doing this for? Yep, D&D. Awesome. Your ongoing campaign. Ah, cool. And the related question then is, do you what Obsidian plugins do you tend to use, if any, to help with your campaign running things? Give me my, oh, I see. All right. Not a problem. Let's see. What else do we got? Yeah, if there's any anime you think I should check out, let me know. I will be glad to help it. I'll be glad to take a look at it. Might go back and watch some more Gundam G. G Gundam. Because that series gets ridiculous quick, and it's fun. Springleaf recommended that one. I could watch more Gundam Seed as well. I did like that. But Gundam GQ has continued to be awesome. If you haven't seen Gundam before, GQ is a good jumping in point. Nah, my phone's vibrating for some reason. Sorry, caller. I don't recognize your number. You'll have to leave me a voicemail. I don't even know if I know anyone in that area code. Pandoc plugin, templator. Okay, I know what templator style settings are. Paste URL into selection, I have no idea what Pandoc plugin or pain relief are. PANE for those listening. Let's see. Take a look. Your Pandoc commands to export to Pandoc support formats like docx, EPUB, and PDF. Oh, interesting. Paste URL into selected text. Oh, neat. Okay. I understand that. And pain relief. Oh, there's more. Holy cow. Okay. Simple sliding panes. Still not grasping what pain relief does. Gives you tab numbering. Tab history enhancements and pain management for Obsidian. Interesting. Let's see here. Leaflet gallery. Okay, know what that does. Folder notes. Excel to markdown table. Nice. Dice roller. Buttons. Banners. Advanced tables. Admonition. Yeah. Image in editor. Oh, nice. Okay. View images, iframes, and PDF files within the editor without a necessity to switch to preview. Oh, that's handy. But there are a lot of Obsidian plugins, as you can tell. Kanban on there in there. Plan on using it for tracking plot threads. But decide against adding more work. Yeah, I like the Kanban plugin. That's handy. Now, what's this say? Oh, we have, wait, who's on right now? Let's see, because we'll be ending shortly, I think. Oh, Herb's on Friday. Okay. Oh, we'll go say hi to One Urban Bohemian in a moment. There was a thing I saw, if I can find it again on Blue Sky. Okay, none of that's what I was looking at. Oh, here we go. This is a thread by EposVox. Twitch will soon be rolling out Twitch enhanced broadcasting to partners and affiliates. This will allow you to auto-config settings, getting higher quality transcode. You can always get lower latency to your viewers, plus 1440p 60 streaming out the gate too. So, you may have noticed that I've been streaming in 1440p 60 or 2K for a while now. and that's because I'm in the Twitch enhanced broadcasting beta, but it will soon be rolled out so everyone can do these things. But there's also a bunch of videos you can watch related to it. So. But yeah, if you are a streamer, look for that coming soon, apparently. And oh, I've mentioned Sly Flourish before, creator of the Lazy GM toolkit, things like that. There is another book. I don't remember if I pointed it out, but he does things in Markdown and stuff, so that's awesome. There's a book called The Forge of Foes that he launched, and it's lets you build, customize, and run monsters for your 5e fantasy role-playing game. So it gives you stat blocks for, let's say, this CR2 monster or something like that. Kind of gives you a stat block for that, and a way to build the quick monster, and various dice rolling options and things like that. And it's pretty cool. So that book is fantastic. I have always enjoyed anything he has published. Yeah. Yeah, there's the link to that. I got it in some charity bundle with a bunch of other of his books as well. But it's really good. What I like about it is that, oh, I'm going to sneeze. Hold on. If you, so what I like about the book is if you don't have access to the, excuse me again, if you don't have access to a particular book with a monster in it for, say, D&D or whatever 5e game, this would allow you to kind of build your own with sort of an instant stat block you can just adapt to there. Like if I didn't have access to D&D Beyond, I could easily build a monster for my players to face using these rules. Hey, kitty. Where are you? You over there? You want to come up here, maybe? So people can see you? Maybe come up here? Spend a little time with us? There you go. Hi. Hi, Hannah. Now, turn around. There you go. Oh, big stretches, huh? Big stretches. Kitty! Yeah. Hi. Oh, what are we doing? Oh, we got down. Okay. That was quick. Yes, I know. I will pet your head. Right there. So, alright. Let's go say hi to one urban bohemian, because I'm kind of hungry, and I think dinner is close to being done. So, thank you all for being here. Really appreciate it. Come on by on Monday as I play more of Expedition 33. That'll be great. Hope you all have a great weekend. Please be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, and I will see you all on Monday. Have a fantastic weekend.